It is almost time to break for lunch. However, I would like to give time to one more speaker before we break for lunch. I would like to call upon Honorable Minister Shri Jacob Zhimomi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First, I would like to take this privilege. Since there has been a jubilant mood in the country since last evening over the announced new GST reforms by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, so along with the rest of the colleagues, I also would like to express happiness to the Government of India, which has been very considerate and has been a government-friendly economic review. So this will help and will go a long way in uplifting the entrepreneurs and encouraging them to progress ahead to a more profound level. I also agree and I thank the initiator of this important subject. It is true, I agree to many of the points. I will not reiterate that again. Over the last 2 decades, under the present dispensation in the state leadership, there has been a peaceful situation in the state as far as law and order is concerned. I thank the leadership. There has been a lot of peaceful peace agreements with a lot of groups, political groups in the state, which has also helped the state progress ahead. Though much is left to be desired, we are heading in the right direction. That is the assessment that the Naga people have. A lot of criticisms comes on the way, but it's impossible to come to the level and expectation of everybody. The government is being run by human beings and not angels. So there could be a lot of shortcomings, but however, under the present leadership, we are all progressing ahead. Speaker, sir, you are aware the style and manner in which state was created in 1963. It was done under political compulsion and not economic, unlike other states. If you compare with the other states in the country today, a lot of states which came after us, we are the 16th state to be born in the country. If you see, a lot of them got a special category state. It was because of social and economic conditions of those states prevalent in their states, which had compelled the Government of India to give them a special category state to uplift them at par with the rest of the forward states in the country. You see, in the context of Nagaland, if you relatively try to assess, our reason for statehood was not because of economic reasons. That's what we see our political leaders in the past, how they have worked. Because of our social practices, cultural practices, and our unique way of life. That is how Government of India had also recognized the uniqueness of Naga people in the discourse of our political engagements with the Government of India. So that is one chapter why we were given statehood because of political compulsions, without going through the apparatus of the system where other states are awarded in the country. So it's a special state. We thank the Government of India for taking care of the Nagas. The Article 371A, which has protected the Nagas till today from the time of statehood. You see, much has been explained of how the demographic situation in the state may be impacted by the unregulated systems of entry or exit or the transit from the state. That has been explained by the leadership many times in many forums, and absolutely we are clear about it. The government, how it is headed, where it should be headed, our people are also aware of it. There's nothing to worry as far as our social fabric is concerned to prevent the demographic changes in the state. What I feel personally, I think the other day we were talking about a lot of unemployment issues, which is correct, it's prevalent in the state. In the government sector, it's impossible because we are much above the ratio of how much government servant should be there for the population of the Naga people. I will not go and read that again. But still there is unemployment issue in the state. The matter is simple. I think we also have to start working. Our Naga society has to start working. We engage a lot of people from the outside the state. We need them because they have skill, they have expertise, they are earning in lakhs and lakhs of rupees, and running into crores as well if you assess. Many of us are aware. We have to start working. We have to skill the next generation in the present generation itself. There's a lot of work in the state. We have to develop our own state, our villages and our towns. Development cannot be imported. Very few may take the privilege of importing skillful laborers from outside to develop our state. That's a separate chapter. But 90% of the Nagas, there is work in the state to get employment. No job is under dignity, our dignity. We have to have dignity of labor. This has to be addressed in appropriate public forums adequately. We want to have a good standard lifestyle, but it has to commensurate with our income as well. We are all qualified, our children, they are qualified, have good degrees, but socially, culturally, we cannot limit ourselves within the state. If we need to grow and compete, we cannot grow in isolation. So we have to be a little magnanimous. That is a separate part. But I see, in my personal opinion, that we have to start working. We have to let our children start working. They may be holding a PhD degree, doesn't matter. We have to contain ourselves if we want to preserve and protect our indigenous communities in the state, our way of life. Our religion is very important to us because religion is our way of life. In fact, I want to suggest, as the initiator had said, just my personal opinion, we can have a cell also to look into the religious activities of our state. Nagaland being a 100% Christian state, they need support. We need to support them as the government. These are all in the mind of our President Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Nepidrio. But I also want to supplement my thoughts with all of you. That's why I have taken this time, and I think we have to be a little optimistic as well. At the same time, we have to be awakened of what's happening within the state itself. We have to start preparing our children, our youth, to build the state for a better tomorrow. So with this, as the Honorable Chief Minister has said in the earlier meetings, the journey of the country to be a developed India by 2047, Vikshit Bharat, Nagaland should not be left behind. We have a lot of shortcomings among ourselves also. But we have to learn to live with shortcomings. Then we will grow. We'll have to accommodate one another, and then in the best interest of the state and the people, I think if we proceed ahead, I think we can continue. We are not far behind. We are not lagging behind much as well. Our youths, they are qualified. That's the biggest capital in our asset, and I think we have to channel them in the right direction to see a prosperous Nagaland and to join the journey of Vikshit Bharat 2047. Thank you.